Okay, apparently I am live, so I should press a button to prove that I'm here. Good time zone everyone, I'm CatRelatedPun, and today I'm going to be playing this, doing a speedrun of this lovely, charming little platformer called D1896, D means Dracula. So yeah, this is a game with like gorgeous atmospheric art inspired by 19th century cinema, a really moody atmospheric piano soundtrack, and clunky gameplay. So yeah, I'm going to start in 3, 2, 1, go. So, first thing you'll probably notice is that I am jumping a lot. And the reason for that is because every time I jump, I move forward a pixel. I don't know why this happens, but it does. And, you know, in corridors like this, it gives me a little bit of extra speed. When I'm trying to hit something from a platform, it might give me grief. So hopefully it won't. We'll see how that goes. So, you might be wondering what is wrong with this game. It looks perfectly fine. One thing I will showcase up here is, in this room to escape you need to destroy this lock. It is hidden off screen, doesn't look anything like a lock, and yeah, getting into opaque rubbish in the second room. Timer, I don't know if it's going. Is it going now? I can't actually see it. Just looking at chat. Alright. Oh, come on. Live split. Oh, it froze. Of course it did. Alright, I will keep with this run, but I will reopen that. I want this folder, live split. Okay, alright. Okay, now the window is on top of the game. Okay, good start. Alright, so once you saw the pause screen there, you might have noticed escape to quit. It's not joking, there is no confirmation. If you press the pause button while paused, the game immediately exits. So that makes cutscene skips scary, because if you try and it's the pause button you need to press to do it, and because if you press the pause button while on the pause screen the game resets, you can accidentally reset the game while trying to skip cutscenes. So I just wait for them to start before pressing the button. Anyway, things I was talking about. So issues with this game include platforming, which is just really clunky feeling. Your jump is always a fixed height. It gets a lot of like vertical motion. You move up and down really quickly. You don't get a lot of horizontal movement. And all this just results in a jump that doesn't feel good and makes a lot of jumps in this game surprisingly difficult. And yeah, I will point out some jumps that are hard when we get that. It won't look it, but yeah, some jumps in the jump in this game just is not great. And yeah, also attacking. Your attack takes nearly a second to actually fire. You press the attack button, you are useless for nearly a second, and then you actually do the attack. So the best way to handle combat in this game is to avoid it wherever possible. And there are times where we can do that, there are other times where we can't. That shot went through me. I will take the small wins as they happen. Another issue with this game is, and this is something that is recurrent across all of the Steph's games. This is made by a Lithuanian solo dev named Arkhouse. And And yeah, one thing that's common in all of his games is they all look great, but visuals are often prioritized over gameplay. And there are a couple of cases where this applies in this game. The grayscale backgrounds, while they look gorgeous, mean that if enemy shots are small, they are really hard to see because it's grey on grey. And you've seen that from enemies firing already. These gems here don't always work. You can press the jump button while falling through them to jump again. So I mash, and that can cause a lot. And that becomes a problem later on, you will see. So we'll just make our way up here to destroy a lock. Okay, so I botched that. So the way that damage works in this game is that if you get hit, you enter a damage state, you get this pentagram surrounding you. If 10 seconds or so pass without taking another hit, then you go back to normal. But if you get hit again, you die. This jump is really hard. We'll see how long it takes me to get. I'll see if I can damage boost using this guy. Yes, I can. So yeah, that jump is really hard. This one's pretty bad too. No! Alright. Got that one first try that time. Okay, and we're through. Yeah, so one thing to mention of this game is, aside from the controls, this game is just really hard generally. It gets pretty brutal later on, you will see. So if I do my job today, this will look like a semi-competent Let's Play. But for the most part, the speedrun doesn't really have many tricks. It has a few, and you'll see those later, but for the most part, this is just playing the game well. The estimate for this is 75 minutes, and if Steam reviews or anything, and my own experience or anything to go by, most people take like between 6 and 10 hours to finish this game. So yeah, just making our way through this room. After this room is the first boss of the game, which I'll talk about more once we're through. So the visuals of this game, they're inspired by, in particular, by an old movie called Le Manuel du Diable, which released in 1896, hence the title. It's essentially 3 minutes of jump cuts and is worth it's only really worth watching as a historical curiosity more than anything. So this is the first boss. It is this floating skull thing and this onslaught of enemies. This is right at the start of the game, and it's essentially the final exam of your weapon, which has a lot of quirks that the game hopes you catch on to quickly. So for one thing, you'll probably notice that I am jump attacking a lot, and the reason for this is because the range is just so much longer, but it still has a 1 second wind up, which means you do need to time your attacks a second before you actually want to throw. Alright, I'm just going to try that again. Alright, so first thing I want to do is kill that ranged enemy there. If I don't get it, I'm just going to try again. It is really important that I get that, because otherwise it's just much harder to deal with everything else. So other things with the attack. If you are attacking in midair and you land before your attack actually fires, it gets cancelled and the attack doesn't shoot out. So that's something we need to be careful of, especially if attacking something low to the ground. Like, while it does have a lot of wind up, it does pierce enemies. So the best way to handle these is just through a lot of jump downwards attacks. And yeah, all these different enemies have different characteristics. The ones that like they have like motors on their legs can randomly speed up. The ones that look like they're leaning fire shots as they take damage. I'll destroy these enemies behind me so I don't have to later, because I have to deal with them eventually anyway. I'll wait to recover because there is a ranged enemy ahead of me. Okay, that's unfortunate, but it's okay. So I'll just try and kill this enemy here. And once we've done that, we're pretty much in the clear. We just take this enemy, destroy any more enemies that spawn, and then we're done with this fight. Hitboxes can also be a bit weird. Oh, no. This should be the last hit. It is. Okay. Someone is asking if the gameplay is as janky as it looks. Yes. Yes, it is. These interlude chapters, you walk down a corridor as dramatic music plays. These don't progress based on movement though, they progress based on time. So time is calculated using frames rather than seconds though, and because movement can create lag, the fastest way to handle these interludes is to just do nothing. And while that does kind of ruin the moment, yeah, it's a speed run, so yeah. So before we get to the next chapter, the game will introduce to us its password system. So the thing with this game's password system is it is the least secure password system in any video game ever, to the point where I'm not sure why they didn't just include a chapter select that has every chapter available from the start. To go to the password screen, you stand on this block here in the start room, and it takes you to this hall filled with letters. Each password is one letter long, so you stand on the letter that corresponds to the password, and you go ahead to that stage of the game. So realistically, even if I hadn't played this and gone to this point, I could restart, go to the password screen, and just like check these until I reach the final boss if I really wanted to. I can't do that for the speedrun, but yeah. I don't know why that password system was chosen, but it is what it is. So this chapter introduces a few new obstacles, one of which we will see shortly, which are these turrets, which take a lot of punishment, spray bullets in a wide array of directions, and they're just awful to fight. So we don't. I discovered that casually because fighting those turrets suck, and I just tried it and it worked. So I think I've only actually killed one of those turrets in all my time playing this game. Because some are short, but others are tall and fire bullets in an even wider pattern, like this one here. I struggled to kill this one too much, so I just cooked it. Like so. So there is another turret head, and I managed to dodge it, so we're through this room. Once we're through all these platforms. So if you're wondering how I found out about this game, a games journalist that I follow, Dominic Tarrison, who discovers a lot of indie games, one day a few years ago tweeted that he was tempted to stream games from developers that created what he called art house chaos. So I immediately stopped what I was doing and checked out those games, found this, saw that it had like 13 reviews, mixed reviews on Steam. So I bought it and I loved it. And a few years later, here we are. So in this room, the dude that I spoke to earlier, he is the Cheshire Cat. This game is also apparently inspired by Alice in Wonderland, but aside from character names, I don't see it. And he wants us to get his ball, which is located in this platform maze above us, and this rock thing here. So this ball oscillates up and down as it flies around, and when it's at the top of its arc, it can't be reached. So if you try and jump for it, you will miss and fall down and have to go all the way back up. So this room introduces these mines which you can jump onto to destroy them. They aren't a nuisance in themselves, but they can get in the way when you're trying to do things like damage boost away from these shots. I don't think I'm going to get this. We'll see. Oh, I got that. Cool. There is one more turret ahead, so we'll just try and take this carefully. Yeah, because that first one is easily the hardest part of this room. And here we go. So this next room is another one with the Cheshire Cat that we need to get his ball, except it's below us. This room has a few jumps that are surprisingly difficult, so we'll see how long this takes us. Hopefully not too long. So, and it's mostly jumps back that are a problem. Okay, so here's a door here that takes 7 hits to get through for whatever reason. Alright, and the ball is in this block pile here. This game, despite its quirks, doesn't have a lot of like clips or anything, but occasionally you can get stuck on blocks because they appear to be manually positioned rather than like they're placed on a grid, so you can just occasionally get stuck on them. I'm going to do a magic trick. I'm going to talk to this dude on the right, and I'm going to finish talking on the left, and we're through. Yeah, these teleporters, they just take a bit of time to actually activate, and if they can be finicky with where you need to stand, which can cause issues. So this room introduces these flying enemies that zoom across the screen, and I'm going to take this carefully because they can spawn at heights where they are undodgeable, so like that. And yeah, they spawn at fixed horizontal positions, but the vertical positions that they spawn at can be random. So yeah, we'll just make our way through. I'm going to destroy that mine there because there is an enemy that we need to skip up ahead. Oh, the balls in this room are mines for whatever reason. Oh, it's a later one I need to destroy. Never mind. Got ahead of myself. So yeah, this takes a bit, but it is much safer because I need to get past this turret here. And that mine is right where I would want to try and dodge through. Okay, that's annoying. Back away a bit. It's harder to dodge when closer up, is it? Okay, that's really annoying. The shots are harder to dodge when you're closer up because they haven't spread out yet. I'll try that again. Okay, I will serious time this room. I'll just destroy these mines away so they don't bother me while trying to skip past. And the mines don't actually respawn, so if I destroy them here, they're not gonna give me trouble when trying to avoid the flying enemies. Okay, this time for real. I'll wait to recover just for safety. Right. Okay, I will take this carefully. If this room is giving me trouble, I dread for the future of the run, if I'm being honest. Alright, let's give this another go. Alright, we're through this one. That one's the easy one. So we'll recover because the flying enemies. Alright, they're being nice at the moment. Okay, that one was almost undodgeable. Two will spawn in quick succession. Right, there we go. Right, and I'll destroy that. Wait, I might get this. Alright, we're through. Hooray! So much for playing safely. So this room is the last Cheshire Cat room of the run. And again, it is in a platform maze above us. This maze has a it has a lock that I need to destroy that is in a position that I don't think you're meant to be able to hit it without falling back down. But you can technically hit it, so we'll see how that goes. One thing I haven't mentioned about the jump attack yet is you've probably noticed that I'm not using it and moving, and the reason for that is if you use it while when you're jumping, you have full horizontal control. That is until you press the attack button, because when you start attacking, your trajectory gets locked, and you are going that direction no matter what. So we just try and avoid that wherever possible, because usually that just ends up with us falling down. And we don't want that. Alright, so we'll see if I can get this here. Alright, that's one. Hopefully I don't fall down. Cool. And we'll just make our way back. Yep, most of the balls in this room are mine, except for the one in this rock here, which is the one that we want to grab. So we'll just grab it, fall back down, and exit this room. So this next room, it is... The flying enemies are especially a problem here because a lot of them appear and we are above bottomless pits, and they can easily knock us into them. And I will take this carefully because it is easy to die in this room. I am going to be careful with health because I don't want to repeat this room if I can help it. Just carefully destroying blocks and navigating our way through. So if you take damage in midair, this game doesn't so much have knockback as much as it, your trajectory gets locked. So if you get hit in midair, if you're going to get hit in midair and you have ground below you, the best thing to do is to just stop moving and fall down safely. So yeah, would help if I actually exited the room. So that is the second chapter. Sorry about the coughing. Third chapter is pretty much where the most of the difficult platforming in the game is, and I wouldn't call it Kaizo bad, but it gets close. And whereas like all of those really difficult Mario Bros. ROM hacks have, you know, nice Super Mario controls, this just doesn't. So let's see how this goes. And yeah, the entire film for Le Manuel du Diable is on Wikipedia. It's 3 minutes of camera tricks. But yeah, it is an interesting watch from a historical perspective. So yeah, this chapter is all themed around like machinery and all that. So those circles on the ground there, stand on them and they shoot a spike up at you, which deals damage. But you can trigger them without taking damage if you get just to the edge of them. Here's some mandatory damage here, which is nice. But yeah, activating those things safely is slow, so we avoid it wherever we can. Also, if you want to try this game, it's $5 on Steam. And yeah, if it looks like I'm not doing a good job, give it a try, and you'll see that this game is a lot harder than it looks, and it looks pretty hard. So this room introduces 2 new obstacles. One are those moving spike balls, which jumping over them is a lot tighter than you would think, just because of your jump arc. It isn't quite as bad as jumping over spikes in Zadette, but it isn't too far off that. And there are also these explosives that are flying in midair that have those jump gems behind them. You can bounce off the explosive and get the jump without taking damage if you time it just right. It is extremely tight timing, but we try and avoid that wherever possible because it's really risky and you can easily die from it. And I say wherever possible because we're gonna have to do that soon. Scariest part of the run, in my opinion. We'll see how that goes when we get there. So yeah, a bit of as I mentioned earlier, the dimming at the edge of the screen, while it does capture that old cinema appearance, it means that you often can't see where you're going in midair. So yeah, and we're through this room. This next room is definitely this room is the scariest room from a platforming perspective in the run, and it's one of the few that has an actual shortcut. I meant to go all the way to the right and back down and back to the left to get here to this lock, but you can fall through a gap in the floor there to just get straight here. The problem with doing it this way is that it means that those explosives that with the gems behind them, we do need to bounce off those. You'll see that shortly. And yeah, I'll give myself 10 minutes on this room. Hopefully we'll just get through it. I haven't had to bust out the chapter select to get in my practice runs for this marathon. First time for everything. And I wouldn't be too shocked if it happened during the actual run. So yeah, wish me luck. Right, that's one. That's two. This last one is the safest. I'm going to destroy... Okay, I'm going to take this safely because I don't want to do that again. I'm going to destroy these mines because if I fall down on the last one, I can land on the platforms below, but I will have taken damage. And if I get hit by those spikes, I die. So I destroy two of those mines there that I can reach. And this last one I do unfortunately have to get the bounce. Alright, I got the backup. Okay, so that's okay. And because the explosive is now destroyed, I can just get across. I am not in the clear yet. So I am going to serious time for the rest of this room and just take things as carefully as I can. Okay, so I'm going to just show you something. If you look to the top right of the screen, there is actually a roof there behind the edge of the screen dimming. So if you jump too early, you will fall down that hole there. And it's just a really mean trick to have in, at the end of one of the longest and hardest rooms in the game. So I absolutely fell for that first time I played this, and you know, I wasn't even angry. I was just impressed more than anything. So this room is no, it is this way though. Hopefully destroying that block there didn't cause problems. But yeah, this room we need to destroy blocks to climb this tower, and you can absolutely destroy a block you shouldn't have and need to restart. I've done this a bunch of times now, and hopefully I don't mess this up. Okay, I don't want to destroy it there. And I'll destroy it here. Right. Okay. So just climb our way up. Right, and okay. Assuming I don't watch this last part through. I'll destroy this block here, but I don't want to destroy any blow it. And I want to destroy this block here, and I can jump up and to the left and fall down. Oh no. Alright, back up it is. Alright. And this block there, but not anymore. Okay, I should be good. I should have a clear path. Alright, we've recovered. Hooray! Okay, it's nice to get that first try regardless. So now we are, this room is, for the most part, just platform platforming, but the spikes being thrown at you, they just get kicked up a notch here. So the best way to handle that is to just like get into a rhythm of like waiting just a little bit after each jump, because they are timed such that if you wait too long, you'll get hit, but if you go too quick, you'll get hit. So it is just a matter of like getting into a good rhythm there. And some off-screen platforming, which is always nice. And we're through. So this next room is the only auto-scroller in the game. We just hop on this little thing here and go on our way. I can't see what the timer is because this is a full-screen application. I actually have chat open on my Rogue Ally and Discord open on my phone. So, bit of a hacky setup today. So if someone can put in chat how my time is looking, that would be appreciated, and I'll have a look when I can. This room has these this spike section. Isn't too bad, you just stand in the middle and move when you need to, and we're through. So we just dodge all these things here, and there'll be some more spikes, but we're pretty much through this room. I am not gonna celebrate prematurely because I can absolutely fail at the end there. This room I call the RSI room for obvious reasons. Yeah, mashing, a lot of it. Hopefully I get this room reasonably quickly because mashing can hurt and I don't want to do too much of it. If a lot of this is tighter than it looks, especially this last one. I got it. Okay, cool. Yep, I got plenty of time. My timer in this game is I botched that. The timer in this game is, I gave myself a generous timer because this game is hard and there is some RNG at the end which can cause issues, but I'll talk about that when they get here. This room is the last room of this chapter and it really goes all in on the throwing things at you thing. There is a wall chasing me, but it is really slow and not at all a threat. The bigger issue is all the stuff that the game throws at you. We'll take a bit of time to recover because there is a projectile there that can get thrown. I missed a trick for it. And yeah, as for the off-screen platforming, you just eventually get a feel for it and have a rough idea as to where you are. Right, pretty much there, and we're through. That is platforming-wise, that is the hardest chapter in the game, so it's good to be through that. So we just skip a cutscene and we have another one of those interludes. And I'm going to read chat a bit because now I have time. So, this next chapter is a puzzle chapter. The entire chapter is this open area where there's a puzzle to solve. It's actually a pretty good puzzle. I actually really like it. But the solution is always the same, so we just skip all of it. The unfortunate thing with skipping this chapter is it is, in my opinion, the prettiest chapter in the game. It is this art gallery with all these different halls with different art in it, and yeah, the creator of this game is a really talented artist, and you know, it is a really beautiful place. The only thing is, we just don't have to go into most of it. So, in this room we meet Dracula for the first time. I am really sorry about the coughing. I had a cold a couple weeks ago and I still have a lingering cough from it. And I really wish I didn't. I don't like it. So, this room here, it's all zoomed out, but the physics in this room are different to the rest of the game to, you know, try and simulate the whole zoomed out thing. So it's just a really awkward, jarring change, but we're through. The solution to the puzzle we enter in this tablet here, so here we go. Here we go. Right, and that is the end of this chapter. The next chapter is a Crusoe staple. It's a door maze, and in some ways it is one of the meaner door mazes I have seen in any video game. We'll talk about why when we get there, but I ended up having to look on the Steam discussions to figure out how to complete this next chapter, and I was not happy when I saw what the solution was. Question here, how many controllers have I broken playing this? I haven't broken any controllers, but the urge to throw it has definitely... I've definitely felt the urge to do that. I haven't, but yeah, this can be a frustrating game to play. Okay, so all right. So first thing I'm going to do is destroy my way through enemies. They look intimidating, but they die in one hit, and every enemy does the same amount of damage. It's more aesthetics than anything. And we're going to go through this door here. Going to hold right to go off screen. And we're going to go through this door here, and we come across this hand centipede thing. We can't damage boost our way through it. It is just too wide. So we fight this one. Takes 5 hits. I'm gonna take it somewhat carefully so I don't die. And up ahead is this brain thing that spawns enemies that shoot projectiles at me. So I try and hit like the center of it to destroy those as they spawn. And at the end of this room, there is a key that we need to grab. So we're gonna grab that. Now we're going to go through this door with a 1 on it and hold left so we go off screen into this room with a fence. And we're going to make our way over this pit here. There is one of those brain enemies below me. So I really don't want to fall down like that. No! Alright. I'm going to take this. I don't know why I didn't do this in the first place, but I now have enemies chasing me. So we go up and above, and in this room there is another one of those hand centipedes that we need to kill. That didn't kill me. Right, there we go. Hitboxes in this game can just sometimes be weird. I don't know why those attacks didn't hit me. They should have, but I'm going to take it. So we're going to go through this block that requires a key, and we're just going to keep going through until the end of this room and not go through any of these doors. So this next room has a mini-boss, this tank thing that shoots bullets in a spray. we can damage boost our way through this one, so we just try and do that. This is probably the hardest damage boost through an enemy in the game. Might take me a couple of tries, but it is much quicker than actually fighting anything. Yeah, so I'm seeing people say like they can see what the developer's doing and like there is something here, and like yeah, I agree. There's a reason I speedrun this game. Once you get a handle on what the game's quirks, there is a lot to like here. But there are other games that the dev has made which still have some weird quirks, but are quite a bit better. The sequel to this game, Cube Gothic, is pretty good, and the most recent game in the Saturn Quest series is pretty good too. This developer is just weirdly prolific. Like, I think he's made like 9 games or something, like over 8 years, which for a solo developer is really impressive. And like, the games might not be the best games, but they're not the best games, and they're trying to do something interesting and don't necessarily succeed at it kind of bad, as opposed to like shovelware. And just, yeah, this game absolutely belongs in Big Fat Game-a-thon, but I want to be clear, I absolutely respect the developer of this game, and like, he is a talented dude. Just getting that out of the way as I try and get through these enemies here. Oh, this is bad. Okay, hopefully I don't spend too much more time on this. Right, hopefully I get this time. I will see this time at this point. Oh. No. Alright, come on. No! I almost had it! So here's the thing, like, I might have died a few times on this, but like, I think I'm only now would be getting at a point where I'm losing time trying to fight this enemy. It takes quite a bit of hits. It is just, and it's... almost. Okay. I am indeed fighting a tank. Yeah, I don't know if like the enemies in this area actually mean anything, aside from just looking cool. I really do need to get ahead of it more. Right. I usually get this like first or second try. I might get a time check soon. Right. So what I'm trying to do is get as close to it when it turns around as I can. And just damage. This one looks good. I'm not going to say anything now. Yes! Got it! That's what I was meant to do. yeah, we're just going to keep going forwards. This enemy chasing us won't reach us. We're just going to ignore them. So this room is another long one, but it is pretty safe. We need to get to this lock above us, and we need to go all the way to the right and up and around to get there. So I'm just going to try and destroy as many of these blocks as I can from the left here, just because it's really hard to destroy things directly below me. Below. That sentence will be irrelevant later, let's just say. So there's a brain here that we need to kill. I'm not going to try and damage boost my way through it because it will keep spawning enemies when I'm gone. And yeah, it's just quicker to deal with it now. Same with the brain enemy up here. Right. I got rid of the smaller enemies that I had. Oh, there's one more there. I'll kill that before I move on. So we'll just make our way through these doors. Falling down here is a bit of a time loss, so hopefully I won't. And we're good. So we just destroy this lock here. Oh, and if I hold right, I pull down here and land in a gap in the spikes. I usually get hit by the spikes anyway, but that's okay so long as I don't hold to the right as I pull down that chute there. We're good. So we just have to make our way back. So something to point out as I head up. There's a door to the right that you'll see shortly. That door there, that's where we're trying to get to. So how do we get there? We go above these platforms here, and if you look here, that just looks like flat ground. But if you look really, really carefully, there is one of those destroyable blocks here, and it's moving by mere pixels. It is pretty much invisible, and we need to destroy that to exit the store maze. And yeah, that is the solution to the store maze. A block that is pretty much invisible. That is just something that the dev does a lot, like very small things that you can't see. We're looking for a door for X. There are other games where this dev is made where you are controlling a pixel, and I am not joking. I might submit that game for a future year. We'll see what happens. So this room is just a big gathering of enemies from earlier in the game. Unfortunately, because this room has a low ceiling, we need to use our attack from the ground, which has a really pathetic range. So we'll just chop our way through. To my knowledge, enemies in this don't actually respawn. There's just a big bunch of them to start out with, and they thin out eventually, so the flyers are all gone now. And as we get a bit further in, the enemies will just begin to be in smaller and smaller groups. Yeah, this room is silly. It doesn't really add anything. So yeah, that is the end of this chapter. There is just one chapter left, and I mentioned earlier when I fought the first boss that it was the first boss, and you might be wondering where all of the rest of the bosses in this game are. And as it turns out, they are all at the end of the game. This last chapter is a boss rush. Prior to this, we have fought one boss. In this chapter, we fight 6. But before we get to that, we have these 2 tall vertical rooms to climb. And yeah, if my timing is right, we have like 15-ish minutes, which is doable but will be tight. So we'll see how I go. Actually, can someone put a time check in the chat just while I'm waiting? Okay, that isn't that bad. We have 25 minutes. Okay. So yeah, this, I am once again sorry for coughing. I sure do love having a lingering cough like weeks after actually being sick. So yeah, these two rooms here they're just a climb. They're not hard, but falling down can set you back quite a bit, so yeah, just take things slowly and carefully. So, yeah, and like, I want to once again say, like, this is not a great game, but I do love it, and if it looks like something you want to try, it is $5 on Steam. I am doing this in like 75-ish minutes, but your first playthrough will probably be good several hours longer than that. And yeah, hope everyone's been having a good Big Bad Game-a-thon. I haven't been able to catch too much of it so far, so I look forward to catching up on the rest afterwards. So this room has a special kind of jump gem. They move, and these ones are even less reliable than the others. But we got through, so it is all good. So, the rest of this run is 6 bosses. This first one is a sword that just falls from the ceiling, and if it hits the bottom it creates a whole bunch of projectiles and stuff. And the best way to handle it is to just hit it as it falls and just chain it. Because it can sometimes fall in a position where you are taking a hit no matter what, if it does that twice in a row, then you die. Alright, let's try it again and see if I can get a quick kill. Sometimes luck just gets in the way. Yep, like that. Okay, I miss. That's okay. And then, like, because of the second one up, you do have to fire as soon as it starts falling, so you really do have to commit to attacking. So this fight can either go really quickly or take a bit longer. And after a few hits, the game begins throwing spikes at you. So at that point, I just alternate between left and right. So hopefully the game will be nice with luck. Oh, come on. Didn't turn around there for whatever reason. Oh well. Okay. being kind to me today. That is the most RNG of the boss fights in this room. This next one is a lot less RNG. It is mostly execution. So I get myself in this little corner here and just attack and dodge where I need to. So you see that little spark flying around the edge of the screen? It creates these little sparks that are actually bombs. So yeah, so just avoid those and just get in a bunch of easy hits where I can. Alright. Turn around. I'll just close that and text here. Probably should have just taken that hit, but oh well. I'll just take that from that spark there. So I can just get back to it. Here we go. Okay, so this next boss fight is all execution as well. It is these two moving blocks that create these static projectile things. And yeah, I try and basically just kill them as quick as I can safely, mashing where it is where I'm not going to die. I'm going to get some early hits in, just dodge up onto these platforms, and then that block there is going to go down, and when it does I can just mash to attack, that should kill. So if I nestle myself in here, when this block goes down, it will go down just to the left of where I'm standing, so I can now just smash. And I should get the kill there. So this next boss fight, if you have issues with seizures and all that, look away for it, and I'll tell you when you can look again. So yeah, look away now, because you'll see if you're looking. So we start this boss fight by getting a bunch of hits start, and then as I take damage I move away. I wait to recover and just try and clear out these spinning blades. After taking 6 hits, the boss begins to retaliate after taking damage. We take that so I can attack twice. And yeah, to my knowledge, the blades they don't continue to circle around once they reach the bottom of the screen. The boss just endlessly respawns them pretty quickly. So yeah. go. Yeah, that was undodgeable. Unfortunate, but yeah, the last boss can sometimes just decide to kill you. On that. Got it. Alright, so it's just 2 bosses left at this point. If I should have 15 minutes, so we'll see how kind they're feeling. Both these final bosses are extremely RNG and hard even without that. So this boss has 4 attacks. She teleports. You're getting to see all of them already. After each teleport attack, she can do 2 follow-up attacks. She teleports, throws eyeballs at you, and then after each throw, she can create a pentagram that explodes at your location, or she can create a giant eyeball that rolls at you and you dodge using these teleport pads on the ground. And she is giving me the works right now. Destroy those spike things, because trying to deal with everything else while dealing with those is just a recipe to take damage. So I try and stick to the middle where I can. So I can just get hits in. Come on. Come on! So, after taking enough damage, she starts throwing an eye at you on hit. I got to that point earlier, and then I died. Let's see how this goes now. And you know that she's sent to one of those giant rolling eyes after you based on a sound cue, so here's one coming now. But they're not serious, so you don't know what way they're coming from. And sometimes she just attacks in patterns where you're taking damage no matter what. Like that. Right, that was my bad on getting hit there. So one thing about the boss's teleport is she can teleport to a few specific locations, and she can absolutely teleport on top of you if you're standing at the wrong spot. So yeah, having an understanding of where she can appear is helpful, because otherwise she can just appear right on top of you and you take a hit. I at least get to the final boss before I go overestimate. Hopefully I don't even go overestimate. It's perfectly possible to not have that happen from where I am. But bosses do need to begin cooperating in a way that they just have not been. Second to last boss. How much time do I have left? Alright. And before we get to the final boss, we'll see if I can get a clean fall through this room. And I did! Something went right! 8 minutes to estimate. Okay. Doable. Cool. I do have a clock in front of me that I can see the time. Hopefully this phase of Dracula operates a bit more, but it is also really hard and not any less RNG. So yeah, you trapped in lightning bolts and move slowly. So, and when you get to her, you can attack her. And in the meantime, she is throwing projectiles at you, spawning these mines, creating lightning walls that go towards you. And the thing with these mines is respawn every time she takes a hit, regardless of whether you've destroyed them or not. So it is important that I do destroy these mines, because otherwise the screen will just be filled with them and this becomes even more impossible than it already is. And if I sit close to her like this, her shots can't actually hit me. So if I need to delay, so I can delay, it's annoying, so I can delay hitting her if I need to. So there's going to be an extra mine this next cycle. It's okay. No, it isn't okay. Please be kind. Alright. Okay, and she's firing forth, so that means that that is the second to last hit there. When I get this last hit on her, the boss fight is not done. So yeah, there's this death sequence where she creates explosions and mines and a lightning wall that moves downwards. Which okay, that is annoying. So yep, I did kill the boss, but there is a sequence of her just firing off attacks as she dies. But getting that first try, at least you saw that, but if I do need to mercy kill them, that's okay, I am happy. But hopefully we will at least see the end of the run. I'll get a bit closer before. Yeah, that pad was just rude. There wasn't much I could do about that. And like, while you can destroy her shots, the 1 second wind up makes it just not really feasible, unless like you're already firing and you just move the shot into the bullet that she's fired. Okay, 2 hits left. So I'll destroy this one here by delaying a bit. I'll wait for her to fire for a shot so very fast. Hopefully none of these hit me. Okay, that was smooth. Right, so I'll try to get these two lines there and begin this nightmare sequence again. Hopefully mine doesn't spawn on top of me, one did in practice. This should be it after this one. And that's time. So yeah, that was D1896. This run could have gone better, but it could have also gone a lot worse. So yeah, I am very close to estimate, and I think we're behind already. So I will just call